Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Let's look at finding R value and U factor for some parts of our building. So the first thing we want to do is look at this reference table called R value and densities chart. This is something I'll hand out to you. It's also available at PLTW. And also you can get online and Google R value tables and find a lot of this information. But let's put it in your hands. So here we go. The first ones we are interested in are the single glazed window and a door without glass. Those are the two things we have. So for single glazed windows, you have an R value of 0.88, and for a door without glass, it's 1.67. So what do we do with that? Let's find the U factor for the windows, and you're going to start with your R value. And then you're going to use this equation, 1 over R, and then you're going to do this calculation, and you will get 1.136. Let me point out, if your calculator has this magic button on it, x to the minus 1 power, that is a reciprocal button. So you can reduce this calculation by just saying 0.88 and then press the x to the minus 1 button, okay? Next, we need to think of, other thing we want to think about is each window is 6 square feet because they're 2 feet wide and 3 feet tall. So you're going to need the area of that. So we're going to use 6 square feet for each window that you have in your design. Okay, doors without glass, same thing. 1.67 to find the U factor is the reciprocal of 1.67. And we get this number here, 0.5988. Remember, I like 4 significant figures, so that's all I'm doing here for you. All right, let's go on to the next thing. Let's talk about walls. When you're looking at a wall, you have, it's like a sandwich, right? So this would be looking at a cross section of the wall. So on the outside, you have some siding, and then you have sheathing, and in our design, it's OSB. Then you have insulation, and it's about 3.5 inches thick if we were using a 2x4 stud. And then over on this side, on the inside of the building, we have OSB again. We're not going to count paint. That really doesn't make a difference. And then right here on the inside of the building, we also include air film. So there's a surface, a little bit of air at the surface that acts as a thermal buffer, and we count it on the inside. We don't count it on the outside because wind interferes with that. Wind and weather interfere with the air film on the outside, but on the inside, usually the air is static, and we count that as well. So all you have to do now is think about hang on, let's look at our design. So this is where we said OSB, and it's 7/16 OSB. It says that later in your sheet. We have siding, and this is going to be, I'll show you which one to use from the table. And then the wall finish is OSB, and we have R11 bat in between the two befores, and that's going to fill up that airspace. If you don't have any insulation in there, you count the airspace, all right? So let's go over here and look at our siding. So we're going to use a composite siding as our model here. So we're going to use 0.67. And then we're also going to think about the inside air film. We're going to use 0.68 and OSB 1.06 per inch. Remember, we're talking about 7/16 of an inch for each piece of OSB. And then when it says R11, you just used 11, okay? So looking at the wall, our siding is 0.67. These are just R values, so this is R. OSB, if you take 1.06 times 7/16, that's because that's the R value per inch, and we don't have a whole inch, so we multiply those together, and we get that 0.4637. R11 is 11, OSB again, same value, air on the inside. Take those and add them all together. You get an R value of 13.27. You take the inverse of that and you get a U value of 0.07531. That's how you found the total. So we just looked at every layer, found the R value for each layer, added it all up to find the total R value, and then reciprocated that to find the U value for that same structure. Let's do the same thing for the roof. So for roofing felt, it's 0.06, and for asphalt shingles, it's 0.44. And then everything else we already know. Let's take a look at the total R value for the roof. So we're finding our total. Shingles, 0.44, felt 0.06. OSB is still 0.4637 because we're talking about 7/16. R19 has an R value of 19. OSB again, and the inside air film again. Add all of those up, you get 21.1, and then reciprocate that, and you get the U factor for inside the roof, or for your roof structure. All right, and okay, that's all we have to talk about. So thank you for watching, and good luck calculating.